I'm up. Oh, hey Nero. Hey Spencer. Yeah, I'm up. Yeah. We're, let me put this down a bit. There we go. I think the audio is fine, or is it a bit too loud? Oh yeah, that's a bit too loud. Me. That should be fine. But yeah, we're playing GENSOU MANÈGE again. Because I do wanna do the other routes. So here we are. And yeah. Probably I'm gonna play until like a certain chapter only. Let's see. I know there is... Yeah, there's 8 chapters, I know. So we're probably gonna do until chapter 4, if I can, if I have enough time. Because I'm also gonna be playing Do at Night a bit later. So I could farm stuff. Yeah. For now, we're gonna be chilling, doing some otome game. Godzilla Atomic, hi. If you're the only one there in chat, don't mind it. That is okay. We're just, I just wanna chill. I just wanna play my game. Yeah. So, let's start the new game. Would you like to use Yes, that's fine. I'll use the same name that I used from the previous routes that I did. And also, I am gonna be skipping a lot of dialogue for this one because I've seen prologue several times. Unless there is something new in the dialogue, I will read it. Since this is the 4th route that I'm going for, I'll be skipping a lot. A lot of things that I've already seen before. Yep. Hey, there. Okay. I don't wanna see the opening music because I will get copyrighted.
スタッフになった君にはこの遊園地のことをよく知ってもらわないといけないね。
I think this is yeah, I've seen this already. But for this one, since we're not going for Hugo's route, we're just gonna say I'm okay. So this one I've seen already.
それは目覚め。
And then this is a mini game. No, we're not gonna skip the mini game though.
いつも通りの君で大丈夫だよ。いい調子だね。そのまま続けて。
Clear the mini game and then I
魔法の
should
光を
be
捉えるんだ。
getting to the next part. All right, this thing, right?
やっぱり君は最高の魔女だよ。
Gazelle Atomic, Stream Elements is just there. Leave it be. I have to have stream elements there because there are a lot of chatters that do not follow rules. Okay, let me see. This one I'll have to save. Menu. And then I think it should be teacups where, since I'm going for Leon's route, I think it's teacups. There we go. So this was a new part of the dialogue, so I'm gonna be reading it. Okay. I made my way to the teacups where I found Leon, just like I had yesterday. Oh, cat. He seems to be in the process of being accosted by a stray cat.
猫さん落ち着いて。君をいじめたりしないから。
Leon's platitudes fell on deaf ears.
どうしよう。
How do I handle this? Come here, kitty. It's okay. Don't be scared. I crouched down low and approached it carefully. Yeah. The cat quickly lowered its guard and weaved through my legs. After a few scritches, the little guy wandered off, satisfied with the attention.
ありがとう。
I'm glad I could help. I bet the caution probably scared it.
そうなのかな。それだけじゃない気がするけど。
Really? You think? Leon tilted his head. I could tell he must have been perplexed under that mask.
ああ、考え込んでる場合じゃなかった。お仕事しなくちゃ。
Would you mind if I stick around to observe? I'm taking a look at everyone's jobs.
もちろんだよ。わからないことがあったら何でも聞いてね。
Kinda like games like this, nice and peaceful. I mean, yeah, it's just reading. He seems like a nice person. I'd like to look him in the eye at some point. I hung around the teacups for a while, watching the yellow rabbit do his thing. Where to next?
見学は順調
Oh,
かい
this one. I think this one I already read, so yeah, we can skip that. Yep, I read this. Let's just tell him well done for this one.
あ
Yep, okay. Chapter 2. You gotta get to like chapter 4 today. We'll see. We'll see how fast I can get there. Yeah, you have a good night. I think I've seen this, yep. Yep, this is just, Yep, this is all about Krei. I'll talk about the tart. I know that if you mention other sweets, that's for Krei's route. Okay, minigame time. I would like to do the minigame.
準備はいいか頑張れ悪くないその調子だヒューゴの望みが叶う日も近そうだ
Wonder if I'm getting any better. Yep. You'll be fine, MC. Oh, there we go. It's skipping. Okay, so this one is Leon's thing. I think I should pick the second option. I think it's cute. You're like a character out of a picture book.
絵本のキャラクター。それっていいことなのかな。
In my opinion, at least, it makes you fun.
そっか。楽しいんだ。ご飯を食べるだけでそう思ってもらえるなんて、なんだか嬉しいかも。
Beneath his mask, Leon giggled. Aww. We have a pretty cute and gentle character. I am scared for I'm scared for the climax and problem of the plot for his route. Chapter 3. Here we go. We're chapter 3 now. Uh, 6 days had passed since I'd begun working at the Rivier. So this one I think is something I can skip. Yep. Been 6 days. Oh, this one I'm gonna save though. I can save here. Yes. This one is for Arnold's stuff, so we're gonna have to say it doesn't sound like you. Yeah, because this is for Arnold's points. You're joking, right? Yeah, that's I think that's the one you don't you pick up for not getting his route.
冗談でこんなこと言うわけ。
Yep. And then this is for Lucille, so just gonna say you're amazing. Okay. And after this, yeah, I think that's, yep, there we go. Chapter 4. We're on Leon's route now. There we go. And I think every route is like 1 hour long, so I think I can at least go to chapter 5 for today. With the power of my magic, I would set everyone free from the Rivier. That was a hefty responsibility, of course, but it wasn't my only role. My duty to work hard as a member of the Rivier staff was also important to me. My first task on that particular morning was to go on patrol around the park's grounds as per Jay's request. Though really, my role was to look for lost belongings, pick up trash, and keep the park clean. Patrol was a rather grandiose way of putting it, but it was still an important job. Okay, Zuko, how you doing? Hey, good afternoon. Spending so much time walking around the Rivier led to me bumping into the other staff members on a regular basis. I soon started to get the feel for how they... Oh, damn it. My monitor went black for a bit. Wait a minute, let me fix that. Hey, here we go. Yeah, we're back to GENSOU MANÈGE. Damn, Scuff. It's fine. It does that. It also led to them starting to open up to me, even though I'd only been working here for a week so far. Felt like I was starting to get used to my new job. I noticed a woman, a little girl. I noticed a woman and a little girl, her daughter. I assumed peering this way and that as they walked around. Huh? Maybe they're lost? I should go walk. I should go talk to them. Yeah. Huh.
ああ、ありがとうございます。マネージはどちらにある
okay.
のか
They're
しら。
lost, yeah. Certainly. I'll guide you there. I smiled back at the cheerful little girl, then led them off toward the manège. Okay. When we arrived at the teacup ride, I stopped and turned to face the mother and daughter once more. Yuki Ann, hi. Welcome to the stream. Please follow this path straight ahead. You'll arrive at the manège before you know it.
ありがとうございます。助かりました。
大きなティーカップ。お母さん、これも乗りたい。
I couldn't help but smile at the little girl as the little girl frolicked and squealed with glee. We have lots of other attractions as well. I hope you enjoy yourself. I was certain that the little girl's smile the moment she laid eyes on the manège would be absolutely radiant. I felt my own smile grow brighter as I watched her and her mother stroll away. Hey, hi Yuki! Alright, I'd better get back to work. Oh, just as I was about to go on my way, cheerful music and the sounds of crowd caught my attention.
大きなウサギさんだ。旗を振ってるわ。可愛いわね。
I could just make out a big lemon yellow rabbit surrounded by a crowd of customers. It was Leon. Everyone who watched him, men and women, adults and children alike, smiled as he hopped and danced about in his adorable costume. The NC uniform is so cute and my favorite color pink. Eee. Also, we're going for the route of this rabbit. So we haven't quite seen what he looks like under that costume. I let out a yelp as for just a moment, Leon lost his balance and looked like he was about to fall. Is he alright? Is he alright?
しっかりしなよ、ウサギさん。
あらまあきっと私たちのために張り切ってくれたのね。
頑張れ、ウサギさん。
The crowd's encouragement must have gotten through him. Before I knew it, Leon had regained his footing and was back to hopping about again. I was pretty sure I wasn't just imagining the way he waved his bag. Had grown even more enthusiastic as the crowd's cheers reached him. The crowd, meanwhile, doubled their enthusiasm as his performance picked up its pace. Poor crowd already. I really understand how they feel. Even Leon's features had a way of making you want to raise your voice and cheer him on. It was part of his charm. Something about the way he carried himself made it impossible not to fuss over him. He may be so passionate about his work, he never goes out without his costume, but he's also calm, gentle, and just a little absent-minded. That attitude above all else struck me as his greatest asset as a performer. No, not just as a performer, that might be what makes him charming as a person as well. It has certainly worked its magic on his audience. Every one of them had a smile on their face.
みんな、見てくれてありがとう。よかったらもう一曲踊ってもいいかな。
Leon cocked his head and his audience responded with a shower of applause.
ありがとう。それじゃあ。
The music began once more, and as Leon waved his flag, the crowd began to naturally clap along to the song's rhythm. They looked as happy as they could be. Hugo always wishes people the time of their dreams, and when I see performances like this, I can't help but think the Riviera can grant them just that. It's a place where you can forget the trials and tribulations of your daily life and enjoy the sort of moment you usually only get to dream about. And that was exactly why the park was overflowing with so many brilliant smiles. I couldn't see beneath Leon's costume, of course, but I was confident that he was grinning as well. I hope I'll be able to bring more joy to the Revie's visitors someday. Awakening my magic and freeing everyone is my top priority, of course, but, well, seeing as I'm part of the Review staff now, I want to give everything my all, no matter how small the job may be. I know that every bit of effort I put in means another smile brought to our visitors' faces. Alright, I'd better keep at it. My convictions renewed, I set off on my patrol route once more. After I'd finished my task, I headed back to the administrative tent to report to Sergey. Excuse me, called out as I stepped into the tent, only to almost walk straight into what looked like a big yellow wall emerging from it. So far, this is a wholesome route. So far, yeah, so I am very worried. It's a wholesome route. Hi. That wall, it turned out, was Leon. He'd left the tent at the precise moment I tried to enter it. My shriek had apparently startled him, and he just barely managed to jump out of the way and dodge past me. Oh, unfortunately, while he managed to avoid colliding with me, he also dropped the eclectic assortment of items he'd been carrying in the process. They scattered across the ground with a clatter. Reveal? No. Not yet, I don't think so. We're just on the first chapter of his route, so I don't think so. Are you sure? I hope none of these are broken.
大丈夫だよ。落ちて壊れるようなものはないから。でも、これじゃあテントに入れないね。待ってて、すぐに拾うよ。
Leon frantically began gathering up the items he'd been carrying, and I followed suit. Here, let me help.
そんな、落としたのは僕なのに。
Don't worry about it. It was my fault too.
ありがとう、エマさん。
Leon had been carrying flags, tambourines, and other props he used during his performances. Are you about to go put on another performance?
今日はもう使わないから倉庫に運ぶところだったんだ。
Suddenly, Leon cocked his head.
あれまたって。
You did the performance this morning, didn't you? By the teacup, right?
見ていたの？
Okay, let me save here. Let's just say it was wonderful. Yes, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful show, and judging by how they applauded, your audience thought so too.
実はちょっと失敗したんだけど、みんなが応援してくれてすごく嬉しかった。
Ah, so that really was an accident. You got so energetic right afterward. I almost thought you'd done it on purpose.
あ、そこも見られてたんだ。恥ずかしいな。
I was on the job too, so I couldn't shout out loud, but I was cheering you on in my mind.
ありがとう。エマさんが見ていたなら、かっこいいところを見せたかったな。
Leon's shoulders slumped with disappointment. It was so easy to tell how he was feeling. It was downright adorable. come to think of it, he told me that he was younger than me when he introduced himself, didn't he? I feel like I remember him saying that anyway. Wait, he's younger? Okay. I guess we're going into that route now. Not much younger though. I wonder just how old he is. Yeah, apparently he's younger.
これで全部だね。
At least that's what Leon told us. I can't remember though. No, this is different than the last one, yeah. Leon pushed through his moment of bashfulness and stood up with his props in his hands. Ah, wait, that's too much for one person to carry, isn't it? I can take half of them for you.
そんな悪いよ。エマさんの仕事を増やしちゃ。
It's alright. I'm the one who almost ran right into you, so don't worry about it, really. Wait just a moment. I have to check in with Sergey, but I'll be right back afterward.
わかった。
I reported my patrol to Sergey, then stepped back outside. With that, I took half of Leon's load off of his hands and headed toward the storehouse. As we walked, I couldn't help but ask him the question I'd been puzzling over. So, Leon, I remember you saying that you were younger than me? How old are you, out of curiosity?
わからない。でも、エマさんよりも年下だとは思うよ。
Bro, that's kinda concerning, but okay. Well, see, why am I so into the game story now? I guess the plot just grow on you? You're fast, yeah. That certainly wasn't the answer I'd been expecting, and for a moment I found myself at loss for words. He doesn't know. How could that be? It sounds like he has some complicated circumstances going on. I'm sorry, that was tactless of me. If you don't want to talk about it, that's perfectly alright.
言いたくない。
Leon sounded genuinely confused. I couldn't see his face, of course, but I was certain his expression could have looked downright puzzled if I could.
そんなことないよ。実はね、僕、自分の名前以外の記憶がないんだ。
Huh. He has some kind of amnesia? Leon said it so perfectly casually. You'd think it didn't matter to him at all, but I was taken aback again. You don't have any memories?
うん。この遊園地で働き始めたのは3年くらい前なんだけど、なぜかそれ以前のことを覚えてないんだ。気がついたら一人でここにいて、リオンっていう名前以外は全く思い出せなくて。困っていた僕を思い出すまでレイブにいればいいってヒューゴさんが雇ってくれたんだよ。
I had no idea he's going through the same thing I did. No, not even. I've only lost my memories of the year I was 10. But Leon's lost everything. I was so shocked I simply stood there in silence. Leon must have felt a little embarrassed about it, because he gave me an apologetic nod.
ごめんなさい。突然こんな話をされても困っちゃうよね。
What? No, it's fine. I'm not uncomfortable. Just surprised, that's all. Thing is, I have amnesia too.
エマさんも？
Now it was Leon's turn to be stunned and speechless. I'm missing a year's worth of memories from around the time I was 10. I was involved in an accident 7 years ago and, well, my father lost his life in the same accident. And my mother passed away when I was little, so I ended up all alone. I felt a twinge of pain in my chest as I explained my past. My gaze dropped to my feet, but I kept speaking. Oh wait, I hear barking. I hear barking, I'll be right back. Let me go check what the barking is about. Okay, I'm back. Yep, I'm back. Let me. Welcome back, E. Oh. Arnold's family took me in right after the accident, of course, but took me a long time to remember how to smile after that.
だって一人ぼっちになっちゃったんだから。それは
Thanks for the hydrate.
笑顔を忘れてしまうくらい辛いことだよ。
Leon sounded like he really understood me, and the tone of his voice soothed the pain in my chest. Losing my family was awful, yes, but Arnold's family took me in like I was their own child. Living with them helped me learn to smile again.
そうだったんだね。
I'm sorry. Now I'm the one dumping a heavy subject on you, aren't I?
そんなことないよ。だからエマさんも謝ったりしないで。
I could tell that Leon really meant it, and I finally found it in me to look up at him once more.
僕たち記憶喪失仲間だね。
Amnesia pals. Damn. Pals? Pals. It wasn't a word I'd expected to come up in this conversation. So I could just tell his eyes lit up the moment he said that. I couldn't actually see his expression, of course, but I was certain beyond the shadow of a doubt that there was a deep sense of affection in his words. Not that being amnesiac is a good thing by any means. Yes, I guess so. Pals it is. Somehow, seeing how happy it made him had part of me thinking that losing my memory might have been for the best. I could tell that beneath his costume, Leon was beaming. After we bade farewell to the last of our visitors, I double-checked that the park was abandoned. Then prepared to practice my magic. Okay, minigame.
僕の方が緊張してきちゃった。
Amnesia is ever good, maybe. Maybe.
僕がついているからね。すごい上手だね。わわ、よそ見したら危ないよ。
The new otome games this year looks great. Yeah.
僕ももっと頑張らなくちゃ。
I mean, there's one that's releasing on February 12, and I'm looking forward to it. Already have it pre-ordered. By the time I'd finish my magic practice, change out of my uniform, and step back outside, the sky had already filled with stars. Really? Yeah. It's a translation of an old game in the PS Vita. So they had it translated and put on the Switch. So, and I've been looking forward to actually play it. So I had it pre-ordered when the pre-order got announced. So yeah, release is on February 12. I'm expecting it to at least arrive a week after. 1 week or 2 weeks after. We'll see. We'll see how fast the customs will go get it. It's gotten awfully late. I'm sure Arnold and Madame Alice must be worried about me. I hurried off toward the front gate. Oh. The next thing I knew, I'd fallen onto my backside. Dang, we need to be quick on this otome game, or at least you're gonna start the last route. Yeah. Also. Hey. It was only then when I looked up and saw the person in front of me that I realized what had happened. I just walked right into him. I flailed for a moment, planting my hands on the ground and to push myself up. But then I realized that he silently held a hand out toward me. He's offering to help me up, isn't he? Even after I ran right into him, too? He must be a kind person. I did not expect the reveal to be this quick. Yeah. Around the time I took his hand, finally hit me who I'd collided with. I'm going forward to a remake of the Prince of Tennis Otome games on Steam. Oh yeah, John did mention that to me, so I'm gonna be looking forward to that as well if I have the money. The boy before me, staring at me with concern in his eyes, was the very same one I'd seen on the first day I'd started working at the review, as well as the evening I'd been invited to dinner here. He helped me to my feet and I faced him once more. That's the review's uniform, isn't it? Do you work here by any chance? He didn't answer me. He just frowned for a moment. Oh, and he ran. Then he gave me a silent nod, spun around, and dashed away. Well, there she goes. Okay, there he goes. Huh? Damn, he ran fast. I was left in the dust, dazed and confused as I watched him go. Is that a rude thing for me to ask? No, I don't think so. I ran into him after closing time 3 times now, so I thought he must have been an employee here. But then I asked Craig and Claire about him. They didn't have any idea who I was talking about. Who is he really?
何かあったのかい？
Oh, well, here you go. Hi. What kind of dare that is always shy? I'm not sure. Suddenly, I was startled by a voice from behind me. I spun around to find the director standing nearby.
こんなところで考え事かな？
No, but I don't know if he has an. I don't know if he was an intruder or not for sure. But I just ran into a boy. I don't know.
知らない男の子？
Yes, he looked a little younger than me, and he seemed kind-hearted. This isn't the first time I've encountered him either. MC, you mentioned that he is a little younger than you. Have you not connected the dots from there? He looked like he was wearing one of the Revier's uniforms as well. I asked him if he was a member of the staff here, but he just ran off.
レイブの制服に似た格好か。
This isn't done their route? Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Are there any employees left who I haven't met yet?
いや、いないよ。
I see. Surely there couldn't be a member of the staff who not even the director knows about.
その人は悪そうな人だったのかい？
I thought back to the encounter I just had with the boy. I was the one who carelessly bumped into him, and yet he'd been considerate enough to help me to my feet. No, he didn't.
君がそう思うのならきっと悪い人じゃないよ。自分の感覚を信じればいい。
I will, thank you.
その人と また会ってみたいかい？
I would, yes. I'm curious about who he is, and I like to speak with him properly. Every time I've seen him so far has been a coincidence, though. I have no idea if I'll ever run into him again.
大丈夫。心配いらない。
Monsieur Hugo seemed oddly confident.
きっとまた会えるはずだよ。
Then he gave me a wink, as if to drive the point home. Okay.
さあ、そろそろ家に向かった方がいい。家族が心配しているよ。それじゃ、また明日。
The director gracefully excused himself and went on his way with a wave. Okay. Last night the director had told me that I'd meet with the boy once more. He seemed very certain about it too. But how could that be? Was it just a hunch on his part? Master Hugo's usually at the front gates before opening time. Maybe I'll go and see him. Ah. Oh. Hi. Just as I was about to head for the gates, a lemon yellow rabbit hopped into my field of view. Is Leon getting ready for a performance? It looks like he's inspecting his flags and tambourines. I spent a moment watching him, which didn't escape his notice. He turned toward me and gave me a cheerful nod. Good morning, Leon.
おはよう、エマさん。魔法の覚醒をしていたの？
I was, yes. Actually, you just finished.
そっか。お疲れ様。魔法の覚醒の他に霊部の仕事もするなんて大変だよね。
No, not at all. Everything here is so new to me. I'm always so excited to be tired at all. Not to mention that I want to set all of you free as soon as possible. I wasn't confident that morning's practice had gone well, so I knew I needed to give it my all. I was so motivated it didn't feel even remotely hard to me. Leon slowly walked up to me, then gently took my hand in his big fluffy rabbit paws.
エマさんは偉いね。
Aw. Leon. I couldn't feel the heat of his hands through his costume's gloves, of course, but somehow they felt distinctly warm to me anyway. Hey Potato, doing your rabbit route today? Yep. I'm not amazing really. I'm just doing what I want to. That's all.
僕たちのためにやりたいって思ってくれることがとっても偉いんだよ。僕もエマさんのように頑張らないと。
Leon squeezed my hand just a little harder than before. I had a feeling his clear and earnest feelings were what made him feel so warm. Leon really is a kind person. My job that morning was to guide visitors around the park. I ended up being so busy leading people around that before I knew it, the time for my afternoon break had arrived. Wonder what I'll be doing this afternoon. It might be tiring work, so I should eat a hearty lunch. That way I'll be ready for anything.
お疲れ様、エマ。
Oh, there's Clara.
今から昼食よね。私もなの。一緒に行きましょう。
Clara and I made our way to the dining tent, where we found another of our co-workers who just arrived moments before us. Leon, are you on break too?
そうだよ。
リオン一人なの？それじゃあ一緒に食べてもいいかしら？
もちろん。
We took a seat across from Leon.
あ、そうそう。リオン、この間借りた本。今夜には読み終わるから明日返すわね。
急がなくてもいいよ。
急いでなんかないわ。とっても面白くてあっという間に読み進めちゃったのよ。
そっか、気に入ってもらえてよかった。
本当に序盤から引き込まれちゃった。主人公が親友と離れ離れになっちゃうなんて思いもしなかったもの。
うん、僕もそれはびっくりした。主人公一人で大丈夫なのかなってハラハラしたよ。
そうよね。でもだからこそいろいろな仲間に会えて、そして
Sounds like Leon's been loaning Clara books. They both sound so enthusiastic about it too.
あ、ごめん、勝手に盛り上がっちゃって。
Look, this third wheel. I mean, best character. Nah. No, it's alright. Leon's been loaning you books. I take it.
ええ、リオンおすすめの小説なんだけど、とても面白いの。
Ooh, a novel.
リオンは本が好きで、たまにおすすめを貸してもらうのよ。
Huh.
クララさんは小説が好きだから趣味が合うんだ。僕が一番好きなのは絵本だけどね。
You ever lend books to anyone else?
他の人は会計学の本とか節約術の本が好きで、小説は好きじゃないから。ルシオールさんは昼間はほとんど外に出てこないし、クリエさんは本を読んでると頭が痛くなるって言ってほとんど読まないから。
Of course, Kriye doesn't like reading. Yeah, sure. Accounting or economics? That has to be Sergey, doesn't it? As for Lucille, I had actually seen him a single time after I'd helped prepare the menage with my magic.
頭が痛くなるなんて、まったくクリエはダメね。
Clara let out an exasperated sigh.
俺の何がダメなんだよ。
Oh, there's the twin brother. Clara and I spun around in surprise to find Kriye scowling behind us. He wasn't even pretending to hide his displeasure.
さあ、何かしら。
何かしらじゃないだろう。言えないようなことを言ってたわけか。
クリエがそう思うならそうなのかも。
は？
The twins are fighting! What? Twins? Really? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Kriye was getting more and more irritated with each passing moment. Clara, meanwhile, seemed completely unperturbed as she set her cup down on the table.
ごちそうさま。
Okay.
何の話してたんだって気になるだろう。
Don't worry about
気
it.
にするほどのことじゃないわ。さて、午後も頑張らないとね。お先に、リオン、エマ。
Oh,
待
there
って
she
って
goes.
クララ。何の話をしてたんだって聞いてるだろう。
Clara strolled out of the dining tent with Kriye hat on her wheels.
二人とも
heels.
行っちゃった。
Yeah, there they go. No kidding. A moment of silence passed. We glanced at each other, then burst into laughter. Kriye didn't even eat lunch in the end. Do you think he'll be alright working on an empty stomach?
もし買い出しを頼まれたら、その時に食べるチャンスがあるけどね。
The image of Kriye happily stuffing his face with a tart floated through my mind's eye.
どうしたの？またニコニコしてるけど。
Oh, I was just thinking that if he has to go shopping, I should offer to help. And speaking of which, just tell me if you ever want another picture book, or anything else, really.
ありがとう。レイブから解放されたら自由に買いに行けるようになるのにな。
Yes, I'm sure, but you'll be able to go anywhere you want to soon. Not just to bookshops. What's the first thing you want to do after you're freed from the rebellion? head of Leon's costume lolled downward as he sunk into thought.
僕たちが解放されたらやっぱりレイブはなくなっちゃうのかな。
It might, yes.
でも僕レイブに来る前の記憶がないから帰る場所がわからないんだ。他に何をしたらいいかもわからない。
Oh. Leon's tone grew gloomy, and I sat up with a start as I realized what I'd said. Oh, and there's a sad music. Shit. I knew that Leon didn't remember anything other than his name, so how could I? However much I cursed my thoughtlessness, unfortunately, I couldn't take back what I'd said. I'm sorry, Leon. I didn't.
いいんだよ。実際ちゃんと考えなくちゃいけないんだ。エマさんは魔法の覚醒をすごく頑張ってくれてる。だから近いうちにその時が来るはずだから。
I had a feeling that everyone at the RBA had something they wanted to do once they were released, even if they didn't talk about it out loud. They probably had homes to return to and people to be reunited with. They'd finally be able to make their long-held dreams a reality. But Leon couldn't remember anything. He lacked the foundation he needed to build a dream upon.
何かしたいことを見つけられたらいいんだけどな。
Hey, Leon, will you let me help you out with that?
え？
I think the best way for you to figure out what you want to do after you leave the RBA will be for you to get your memories back. That way you'll know where your home is and what you want to become in the future. So if you mind, I can try to help you recover your memories. It was the best suggestion I could think of. And it seemed to catch Leon genuinely off guard. He paused for a moment to think it over.
手伝ってほしい。
Aw. But before I knew it, he gave me such a big nod that I was worried his costume's head would fall right off.
僕も思い出したかったんだ。だけど方法が全然わからなくて困っていたから、エマさんに手伝ってもらえるならとっても助かるよ。
Oh, good. In that case, we'll sort your memories out together.
こっちこそよろしくお願いします。
Leon pulled himself out of the gloom he'd briefly fallen into and looked right at
で
me.
も僕ばかりいいの？エマさんも記憶がないのに。
I am, but I've already found a place where I belong, so I don't need to remember anything. Arnold told me that I didn't have to force myself to remember as well. We wrapped up our lunch, then started brainstorming ways we could try to solve Leon's amnesia. How would we go about doing that though? If only we had some sort of hint about where we could start. Maybe I can ask him questions and see if any of his answers feel like they could be tied to his memories. You told me you like books, right, Leon? And picture books in particular.
そうだよ。だから君に絵本を買ってきてもらったんだ。
Did you like them even before you started working at RBA?
うん。どういうきっかけで好きになったのかは覚えてないけど、働き出した時から絵本が好きだった。
So then, what made you realize you liked them?
ヒューゴさんのテントに本棚があるんだ。それでここに来たばかりの頃、自由時間に読書はどうって勧められて、そこに絵本もあって読んだ時に好きだって気がついたんだ。
Oh, I see. What other sort of books does he have?
小説もあったし、他にも経済の本とか、僕にはよくわからない難しそうな本もあったな。
So there's plenty of variety, but he likes the picture book best. That certainly makes it sound like he had a taste for them even before he arrived at the RBA. What can I do to help Leon get his memories back? Even after I'd arrived home, I found myself preoccupied with the puzzle of Leon's past. Missing 1 year of memories was hard enough for me, but he had none at all, aside from his name. If he still hasn't remembered anything by the time I free him, he'll end up all alone with nowhere to go.
うん。だって一人ぼっちになっちゃったんだから、それは笑顔を忘れてしまうくらい辛いことだよ。
I don't want to make Leo go through that sort of experience. I had to help him recover his memories, whatever it took. I asked him about all sorts of things, but only one of his answers stood out to me. He liked picture books, even before he arrived at the RPA. But that's not much of a clue on its own. Oh, I know. I turned to the bookshelf in my room. That was where I kept all my favorite picture books. I thought that had occurred to me. Why not lend those picture books to Leon and see how he reacted to them? If one of them happened to be a book he'd read before he lost his memories, then it could be the trigger he needed to regain them. Maybe that's expecting too much, but re-encountering something you used to love certainly sounds like the sort of thing that could bring old memories back. I mean, yeah. I set about picking a book for him to read immediately. The next day, I brought several picture books with me to the review. When my break arrived, I found Leon and invited him to the dining tent with me. I have something for you today, actually.
何？
I laid the picture books I painstakingly selected the night before out on the table.
うわ、これどうしたの？
They're some of my favorite picture books, and I brought them here so you could read them.
お気に入りって大切なものなんだよね。いいの？
Of course, I wouldn't have brought them otherwise.
ありがとう、エマさん。
Okay. Leon picked out one of the books right away and began slowly paging through it. Suddenly, he came to a stop.
懐かしいな。
Eh? Wait, did you just say what I think he said? Does that mean you've read it before? Leon snapped his gaze up from the book to me.
うん、僕知ってる。
He's starting to remember.
いつ読んだのか思い出せない。でも
Leon turned his gaze back to the picture book and flipped through its pages once more, one by
レイ
one.
ブに来るずっと前に読んだ気がする。うん、読んだことがある。
He hadn't regained all his memories yet, but he'd remember a single book. At least that felt like a huge step forward. I'm so glad I decided to bring these to work with me. Leon flipped through all the picture books, one after the next.
これも読んだことがある。
He muttered happily to himself as he turned their pages. Can't believe it. It's like you know all of them. You must have read all sorts of picture books before you lost your memories. That must mean you were raised somewhere you had access to lots of picture books, right? Leon, what's wrong?
なんだか頭が痛くなってきちゃった。
Leon's spirits fell so quickly I could practically hear them hit the floor.
ごめんなさい。僕のためにこんなに一生懸命になってくれてるのに。
Anyway, what chapter are we in right now? I think this is almost halfway or almost at the end of chapter 4, I think. It's alright. Remembering that you used to read picture books is already a step in the right direction. We don't have to push this too quickly. We can go at your own pace. You should borrow these books, okay? Take your time and give them a thorough reading when you have a
あり
moment.
がとう。
Oh, so his name is Leon. Got it. Leon looked up once more and gave me a nod. He seemed a little relieved. The next day I stepped into the administrative tent after the reveille had closed to tell everyone I was heading home. Excuse me.
やあ、お疲れ様。
Hugo gave me a quick wave. Sergei was sitting next to him and next to Sergei.
Ah,
oh,
Emma-san.
hey, Leon. Leon spoke up to him when he saw me and trotted over.
ちょうどよかった。これからティーカップへ行こう。
Oh. Huh? A teacup, right? But
大丈夫。ちゃんと許可してもらったんだ。
Leon looked awfully proud of himself, but I still had no idea what was even going on. Up. Also, we have an ad break, so I'm gonna wait for that. We have a 3-minute ad break. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna stretch. Yep. Hey, I didn't get a Fortnite ad? Damn. Hi there on the YouTube side. I'm not sure what you're saying because I cannot read that language, but hello. What'd you get this time? Also, don't jinx it. Imagine you jinxed it. Some quick Twitch ad. And you're right, I might have messed up. What? Yeah, we have 1 more minute. Bot sending ads to people has me in his site right now. Damn. Okay, ad break done. Sergei let out a conspicuously weary sigh while Hugo chuckled beside him.
リオン、きちんと説明をしないから彼女が戸惑っているよ。
I have no idea what is happening. Leon jumped so high, I almost thought he was a real rabbit for a moment. Then I started frantically apologizing.
ごめんなさい。
Oh,
ヒューゴさんとセルジュさんにお願いして、特別にティーカップを動かす許可をもらったんだ。
Oh.
だから行こう。ほら、早く早く。
Wait, I understand you got permission, but why the teacup ride? Leon, it seemed, didn't even hear my question. He just pulled me out of the tent. Oh, well, okay. Here we go.
まったく。
微笑ましいね。
Oh my god. Just two old men. These two old men. Okay then. Oh, we made it to the teacups, and I still have no idea what's going on.
さあ、エマさん、どうぞ。
Leon is searching. I board one of the teacups. He follows suit and sat down next to me. I didn't think he'd even fit in that costume. I guess the teacup's bigger than it looks.
お願いします。
Leon called out to the automaton that was manning the controls, and it flipped the ride's on switch. A moment later, the teacups began to spin.
うわっ
Oh. Much faster than it looks from the outside. Also the noise.
ほら
Leon turned the handle at the center of the teacup, which made the whole thing roll even faster. Well, shit. Feels like I'm going to be thrown right out of the ride, but still. This is fun, isn't it, Leon? Okay. He spun about so fast that the now familiar scenes of the riviera around us seemed to meld into a colorful vortex. It was like we'd found ourselves in the center of a dust-colored kaleidoscope. This is definitely starting to make me dizzy, though. What if Leo's alright? Yeah. I think he's about to throw up. No sooner had the thought crossed my mind than Leon began to wobble in his seat. His costume gave him a much larger frame than me, and it seemed like he was being tossed around even more as a result. Are you okay, Leon?
大丈夫。
Leon reached out, groping around for something to help him keep his balance. And his hand just happened to land on the cup's handle. No, wait, not that! Leon leaned on the handle with all his body weight, causing the teacup to spin faster than ever in the process. Oh, 7.
クラクラするね。
No kidding. Oh shit. By the time the ride came to a stop, neither Leon nor I could walk straight anymore. In fact, we couldn't even stand up. We ended up slumped over on the teacup, laughing
エマ
together.
さん、楽しかった？
Same. I really did, yeah. Yes, I really did.
よかった。
Did you though? You look like you were getting thrown around all over the place.
うん。途中で景色がぐるぐるになってわけがわからなくなっちゃった。カレードスコープの中に入ったらあんな感じなのかな。
I had exact same thought.
そうなんだ。なんだか嬉しいな。
So why did you invite me to come do this with you?
それはエマさんは毎日スタッフとして働いてるけど、こうして遊具で遊んだことはないんじゃないかなって思って。あとそれとね、僕の記憶を取り戻すお手伝いのお礼がしたくて。だからヒューゴさんたちにお願いして閉園後に遊具を動かす許可をもらったんだ。
Oh, that explains it. It was all for my sake. It was such a nice gesture, it made me feel a little emotional. It really went to show just how kind Leon was. I think it's all a little early to thank me. All I've done so far is send you some picture books.
でも僕はお礼をしたいって思ったから。 記憶が戻ったらもっともっといっぱいお礼をするからね。
Oh. I shivered as the chilly breeze began to blow. The sun had almost finished setting and it was starting to cool off.
風が出てきちゃったみたい。
Yes, and a little chilly too. Wrapped my arms around myself to stop myself from shivering. A moment later, a second pair of arms, these ones much softer and fluffier, wrapped around me as well. Whoa, okay.
こうしていれば寒くないでしょ。
Hey, whoa! Whoa there. Well, that was fast, but okay then. Leon cocked his head and I couldn't help but laugh. It certainly should. I'm not cold at all anymore.
よかった。
Leon sounded happy. What the fuck? Leon sounded happy as could be. Before I knew it, I'd leaned back into him, appreciating his warmth. I spent a moment relaxing in the evening amusement park, safe and warm in the arms of a giant rabbit as we sat in a teacup-shaped cradle. I'm impressed, Leon. Damn. Not like I'd wandered my way into a page from a picture book. Come to think of it, there might have even been a scene like this in one of the picture books I've read. Hey Leon, don't you think it's almost like we're in a picture book right now? I waited for a moment, but Leon didn't reply. Leon? Twisted around slightly and said the same again, but still received no response. Is he asleep? Leon had spent all day performing his hardest. It was no wonder he'd be tired out. I'd feel bad for waking him up, plus his costume's keeping me nice and warm, so I suppose I'll just wait for him to wake up on his own. I leaned back once more, resting against his costume's chest and listening to the slow, regular sound of his breath. Smooth, Leon, very smooth. Gradually, my own thoughts began to grow slow and blurry. I'm starting to feel sleepy too. Oh, okay. Is that the sound of the wind? I must have dozed off with the window still open. I have to shut it or I'll catch chill. Girl, you're so... Yeah. I blinked, not quite able to believe that what I was seeing. This is the repeat, isn't it? Why would I be sleeping here? Girl. A still chilly breeze brushed my cheeks instantly, ridding me of my drowsiness. That's right, I rode the teacups with Leon and we fell asleep afterward. Now it's pitch black out. Just how long was I asleep for? I have to wake Leon up right away. It was at that point that I realized something wasn't quite right. I'd fallen asleep in the arms of Leon's costume, but now its softness and warmth was nowhere to be found. Girl, you were so relaxed next to Leon, really? Hey, girl. Oh! Instead, I found myself being held by a boy. The same one I'd met several times after the RV had closed for the evening. Does he? Huh. Is he like a mascot in the morning, but by the time the sun sets, he turns back into human? I was so baffled by the situation I found myself in, I just sat there blankly for a moment. Damn, Leon rolled a nat 20 on confidence as charmed. in the world did he get here? And where did Leon go? Girl! The boy's eyes flickered open. Perhaps he somehow sensed that I was staring at him, and he turned his very half-asleep gaze toward me.
エマさん
Oh. A reverse werewolf? Where mascot? He knows who I am, but I don't remember ever introducing myself to him. Girl! A sense of deep, apprehensive fear toward the mysterious boy began to seep through me. Just, who is he really? Girl! Girl, did you not hear his voice?
え
The boy blinked with confusion. Then he finally seemed to wake the rest of the way up. For an instant, he looked shocked, but then he turned away from me. I took that opportunity to slip free from his grasp and step out of the teacup. First things first, I have to calm down. Try to think through the situation. How had I ended up in that position? Where had Leon gone? Girl! Two of us rolled the teacups together, then fell asleep. So does that mean that Leon and the boy swapped places while I was unconscious? Girl! Girl! But why would they do that? What would the point be? Not to mention that, no matter how fast asleep I was, surely I would have noticed Leon moving, right? Just think of how big his costume is. Chopman, hi, welcome to the stream. Great, she got infected by MC Death's disease. Oh god. That's where the thought struck me. I've never seen that what Leon looks like underneath this costume. Oh, God damn it, girl. Could it be? Yes, please connect the dots, MC. You're smarter than this. You had told me that I'd already met all the members of their base. Yeah, he did. In other words, the only staff member who I'd never met face to face, at least in literal sense, was Leon. Are you Leon? I was fairly certain that I'd put the pieces together correctly, so I asked him directly. The boy shuddered with shock. He finally looked up, turned to face me once more, and nodded. Yeah, she finally figured it out after like, what, a week or two of not realizing it. Well, now it all makes sense. I let out a sigh of relief. Now I just felt embarrassed about all the ridiculous worst-case scenarios I'd been imagining. You really surprised me. When on earth did you manage to take off your costume?
脱いだんじゃなくて
Leon hesitated for a few moments, then began to timidly explain.
今まで黙っていたんだけど僕夜だけこの姿になるんだ
Yep. Huh?
昼の間ずっと着ぐるみを着てるわけじゃなくてなぜか着ぐるみの姿になっちゃうの
Yep. He's a mascot in the morning, but he turns into this form once the sun is down.
食事の時も着ぐるみなのは脱ぎたくなかったんじゃなくて脱げなかったんだ
What on earth is he saying? I don't know, girl. Girl. For a moment, I wondered if he was trying to prank me, but I quickly realized Leon wasn't the type, and ruled the idea out.
エマさんはみんなが鎖でレイブにつながれてるって知ってるよね
I do, yes.
ヒューゴさんの考えだと僕の場合は 着ぐるみが鎖の役割を果たしていて。
Okay, so the bunny mascot is his chain.
みんなとは違って、いつでも目に見えるくらいに強く僕を霊部に縛ってるんじゃないかって。
Okay.
でも、どうして夜だけ見えなくなるのかはわからないって。このことを知っているのはヒューゴさんだけ。
I see. Yep, so he is indeed the were mascot.
セルジュさんや他のスタッフは誰も知らないよ。ヒューゴさん以外に話したのはエマさんが初めて。
It was such an outlandish revelation. My sense of reason couldn't keep up with it. There was no reason for Leon to lie about something like this, and he wasn't the sort of person who would make up a story to tease me. I was certain of that. But the alternative was believing him. And his story was just too fantastical for me to accept it offhand. So mascot by day and human by night. I think that's a bad curse, but than the others. But we'll see. We don't know it. We don't know how it began. Yeah, we have no idea what's happening with his real body outside of the reverie. Even knowing that the whole reverie was made from magic, this was a step too far. You think? Why haven't you told anyone else?
霊部のスタッフでこんな体質なのは僕だけだから。僕だけみんなと違っているから。それに霊部に来る前の記憶がないのも僕だけなんだよ。このことを知ったらみんな怖がるだろうし、心配させちゃうと思って。
They probably will worry, but also I think at least Clara will think it's cool.
だからみんなには内緒にしてほしいんだ。
If he wants it to be a secret, I don't mind, you know. There was a distinct tremble in Leon's voice. He couldn't hide how helpless his unique situation had him feel, or how scared he was that it would make everyone else think less of him. No, that's understandable. Don't worry, we won't tell them. I can't possibly imagine that he's trying to cover something up or trick me. I still don't have proof that any of this is true, but if that's what it takes to reassure him... Alright, I understand. I promise I won't say a word to the others.
ありがとう、エマさん。
I'm sorry. I think our MC is currently the generic MC dumb that we have in a lot of otome games right now for this route. Because the other routes, MC was kinda more called like outright or more forward. So this one is a little bit different than the other routes. Yep, the denseness is the worst. I mean, yeah. But it's nice at least to see like a different personality to the MC every route though. So that's something. Leon's grip-stricken expression vanished in a flash, replaced with his usual smile. It suddenly struck me that thanks to his costume, this was the first time I'd actually seen him smile at all. And yet somehow the expression suited him so perfectly that in my mind it registered as his usual smile instantly. A thought seemed to strike Leon and he spoke up once more.
僕とエマさんは記憶喪失仲間だけじゃなくて秘密を共有する仲間にもなったんだね。
I suppose it's obvious. But seeing him like this, not just hearing his voice, but seeing his expression and the tiniest gestures make it so much better, much clearer how happy he is. Okay. Makes me feel far, far closer to him than I do when he's in his costume. Yes, pals it is. I replied as a sense of joy, the likes of which I really felt welled up within me. Okay. Oh shit, it's chapter 5. Oh shit, okay. Okay then. Even after I'd arrived home, I couldn't stop thinking about Leon's secret. I bumped into that boy at night so many times since I started working at RPA. But not once did I think he might be Leon. What a shock. Yeah,
今まで
it's
黙っ
pretty
てい
quick.
たんだけど、僕夜だけこの姿になるんだ。昼の間ずっと着ぐるみを着てるわけじゃなくて、なぜか着ぐるみの姿になっちゃうの。
When Monsieur Hugo tries to leave the RPA, a collar and chain appears to hold him back. But that aside, nothing about his appearance seems particularly odd to me. And nothing about him changes from day to night. Leon's the only one who has a costume instead of a chain. His bindings are so strong they're constantly visible. And then there's the fact that he's the only one who's missing his memories. Could there be some link between his appearance and his amnesia? Maybe? I don't know. No matter how long I spent mulling the question over, any answers eluded me. I mean, it's his whole body being twisted by the magic, so I guess that's wrong then. Before long, my eyelids grew heavy. I drifted off to sleep, still as confused as ever. Damn. After a patrol around the riviera and a shopping trip, I'd finished all my work for the morning. As I stepped out of the administrative tent after reporting to Sir J, I ran into an unexpected visitor. Oh, I recognize that cat. It's the one that was hassling Leon a while back. Nope, it's the cat that was hissing on Leon earlier. The cat strolled by the tent with such an elegant gait. It almost looked like a princess who had decided to visit the Riviera incognito. As I approached the cat, it stopped and looked up at me. Somehow I have a feeling it's telling me that I can pet it. I hear leave, Your Highness. Okay, I crouched down to stroke the cat's head. Before I knew it, it had started purring happily. Well, okay.
あれ？何してるの？
I looked up to find Leon standing a short distance away. He started walking toward me. Damn, now I'm jealous. I want to pet the cat too. Only for the cat's attitude to pivot on a dime. Well, the cat is not happy. It's okay, Leo's not scared, I promise. Oh, the cat is not happy. What was that cat noise? No, it's hissing. Even gave the cat a VA too, yeah. My attempt to soothe the cat only seemed to make it trust Leon even less.
猫さん、僕は君に怖いことなんかしないから。
Why does seeing Leon make it so upset? Oh, could it be? I'd lived in Blackboard for years, but Leon was a new arrival. Maybe the cat hated him because it didn't recognize him. Hope the bee got credited at the end for playing the cat. We'll see. I decided to test that theory and stood up. Glancing around, I noticed Clara and Kyrie just nearby. Clara, Kyrie! I called out and the two of them strolled toward me.
どうしたの？
I found the cat. I guess it must have wandered into the ravine.
かわいい。ほら、おいでおいで。
Oh. Clara squatted down and beckoned the cat toward her. It walked right on over and let her pet it without so much as a single hiss. Huh?
お前、前にもテントの周りにいただろう。待ってても餌はやらねえぞ。疲れたら困るからな。
No sooner had Kriege scolded the cat than he started petting it as well. Again, it offered no protest. I guess it doesn't mind when Kriege and Clara touch it. Is he the exception after all?
遊具の中に入り込んだりしたら危ないし、この子、レイブの外に連れて行くわね。
Right, thank you. Clara scooped up the cat, which, by the way, seemed totally unperturbed, and headed off toward the front gate. Aww. Can't pet the cat. Leon soldiers slumped as he watched them go.
僕だけ嫌がられちゃった。猫とか動物は着ぐるみが怖いのかも。
It looks like they might, yes. Leon wasn't the only one in an unusual situation. The others at the reprieve were as well. Leon wants to pet it too, feel you, dude? Yeah, he can't. Apparently the cat keeps on hissing at him. Cat, however, had drawn a clear distinction between him and them. Clara and Kriege's presence hadn't bothered it at all. It's because his bindings are so much stronger than theirs?
あ、僕、パフォーマンス用の道具を取りに来たんだった。
Leon seemed to shake off his bad mood and turned to face me.
そうだ。
Wonder if it's because of the costume? It might be. If the cat comes back at night, we could probably try petting the cat again if he's in his human mode, right? Right?
読み終わったから今日の帰りに返すね。
You finished it already? It had only been 2 days since I loaned them to him. They may have only been picture books, but I brought quite a few of them. I was still shocked by his speed.
どの本もすごく面白くて、あっという間に読んじゃったんだ。エマさんと僕、
You can try and see if it does. If the game does that, yeah. I'm glad to hear it.
でも
Ian had sounded so cheerful just a moment ago, but suddenly his tone grew slump.
絵本を読んだことがあるってこと以外は何も思い出せていないんだ。
I could practically see Leon's spirits falling. It was almost like his oversized rabbit ears were drooping with disappointment. Don't be sad, Leon. You remember that I told you you remember what I told you before. There's no need to push yourself. You can go at your own pace. I placed a hand on Leon's shoulder, and as I spoke, doing my best to comfort him.
エマさん。
Leon laid his hand on mine, then cocked his
エ
head.
マさん、明日の閉園後は何か予定ある？
Tomorrow evening? It was such a sudden question that for a moment I just stared blankly at him. No, not in particular. Why do you ask?
よかった。じゃあその時間を僕にくれないかな。
You take me for what?
記憶を取り戻す手伝いのお礼。
I mean, you didn't get back any much memories, but you know what, sure. But you haven't remembered much at all yet, have you? And besides, you gave me the chance to ride the teacups just yesterday.
でも昨日は僕のことで驚かせちゃってあまりお礼になってなかったよね。今度こそちゃんとお礼をしたいんだ。僕のお気に入りの場所に招待するよ。
Oh, okay. Let me save that. He offered, so let's go with it. Your favorite place? That phrasing piqued my curiosity in an instant. What sort of place could that be?
エマさんは僕にお気に入りの絵本を教えてくれたから。だからね、僕のお気に入りもエマさんに知ってほしいんだ。
Something really did feel special about the idea of sharing your favorite things. I was so happy to hear he felt that way. I agreed on the spot. Alright then, I'd love to.
よかった。じゃあ明日の閉園後にね。本当は今すぐにでも行きたいけど、ゆっくりしていってほしいし、お菓子とか用意したいから。
Going tomorrow means I can warn Arnold I'll be home late, so that works out perfectly for me. So curious though, what sort of place could it be? Leon couldn't leave the Riviera, of course, so it had to be somewhere within the park itself. What sort of place is it?
それは明日までのお楽しみだよ。
Okay. A surprise, Leon called it. That just made me more excited than ever. Came home in high spirits and the moment we sat down for dinner, I told Madame Alice and Arnold that I'd be home late tomorrow. I don't think I'll be home in time to prepare dinner tomorrow, most likely. Hope you'll excuse me, Madame Alice.
いいのよ。たまには羽を伸ばしてきたらいいわ。食事は外で済ませるから。それにしてもお気に入りの場所に案内してくれるなんて
Oh my
素
god.
敵ね。
Madame Alice sounded so elated. You almost think she was the one who Leon had invited.
ずいぶん仲良くなったんだな。
Okay, Arnold. Arnold, on the other hand, looked like he was torn between irritation and exasperation. Okay. What has him looking so conflicted, I wonder? Not knowing what had set him off made it a little bit difficult for me to reply. Is it a bad thing if I get along with everyone at the Riviera?
別に悪くはない。
Don't worry, we get to your route pretty soon, okay? Don't worry about it. Arnold broke eye contact and started furiously slicing a baguette. Okay. Oh my. Instead of taking a bite, however, he paused and spoke up again.
ただ、仲良くなると別れるのが辛くなるんじゃないか。
The harder it'd be to say goodbye. His words made my heart do a somersault. Don't tell me. He knows. Yeah, has he realized that I'm going to use my magic to free everyone? No. Hey, that's baguette. That's a baguette abuse.
なあ、エマ。
Yes.
約束、覚えてるよな。
So Step Bro Jelly? Yes, Step Bro's Jelly. He is very jealous at the moment.
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても。
Arnold's words from back then still rang in my ears. I did my best to quiet pounding heart and looked him in the eye. A moment later, he finished his thought.
レーブがブランブールにいる間だけ働く。深入りは禁物ってことだ。
Oh, he meant that promise, thank goodness.
エマ
Arnold was waiting for a response. I quickly nodded. Yes, I remember, of course.
そうか。ならいいんだ。
Arnold let out a deep breath and leaned back on his chair. Instantly, the tense atmosphere around him was dispelled. Don't blame the player, blame the game. Yours is still locked. He was back to being something akin to a slightly overprotective older brother. In other words, the Arnold I knew. Hey, Shumi.
いざって時、お別れするのが嫌だって子供みたいに泣いて、レーブの人たちを困らせるなよ。
Don't worry, I won't. I appreciate the concern, though. Knowing how much he worried about me made me feel more than a little guilty for having broken my other promise to him. I'm sorry, Arnold. The ravine was as silent as could be after the gates had closed for the night.
それじゃ案内するね。
The sun had set, and Leon had reverted back to his human form. He set off, and I followed after him. He proceeded to a corner of the area that the sap tents were set up in, then continued walking. I didn't even know there was a backpack here. The site that the RV was set up on was much larger than I'd ever realized. I could see a small hill in the direction that Leon was heading. I could only assume our destination was atop it. I had no idea there was a hill here either. Is he going to show me the view from the top? I'll look out over the Blackbird nightscape, maybe? Oh! Huh. There's just this very nice looking bookshelf over here. I had thought that the top of the hill would be as pitch black as the rest of the area, but I was stunned to find it filled with faint lamplight. Oh, that's pretty. It was as if the sun had left a little of its glow as a parting gift. Oh. And amid that warm, gentle light stood a quietly shaped set of bookshelves. That? Okay. That looks cute. Oh. Lanterns were hung up on the trees to either side of the shelves, swaying gently in the air. What is this place? It felt like I'd wandered into a fairy tale. I turned toward Leon, hoping for an explanation.
図書館だよ。本好きの僕なら気に入るだろうってヒューゴさんが教えてくれたんだ。
Reve's library, huh? I imagine myself sitting on the hilltop, idly flipping through the pages of a book as the breeze blew past me and the light of the lamps illuminated the words I read. Just the thought of it set my heart racing. Can't believe that a place this wonderful even exists.
どうかな？気に入ってくれた？
Yes, very much so. I took another look around the area. Although the starry sky, towering trees, lanterns, bookshelves and grassy hilltops surrounding them were nothing particularly remarkable in and of it themselves. When they were all placed together, the resulting scene was so fantastical that it hardly seemed real at all. Huh.
Emma さん、どうしたの？
Oh, nothing at all.
お菓子を用意してるんだ。本を読みながら食べよう。
Thank you, Leon. The shelves were filled with books, from picture books and novels, from collections of poetry to illustrated field guides. Each looked as compelling as the last, and all of them had been carefully and cleanly arranged. I chose a rather short novel for myself. Then I sat down beside Leon on the grassy ground. It was so soft, you'd almost think we were seated upon a thick carpet. Thanks to the lanterns overhead, it was more than bright enough for me to be able to read.
はい、どうぞ。
Leon presented a small basket filled with madeleines. Oh! The golden brown shell-shaped confections smelled sweet and incredibly appetizing.
喜んでもらえてよかった。プレーンなものとココア味があるんだよ。
I'm okay.
エマさんはどっちにする？
I'll play anything.
じゃあ、僕はココアにしよう。
I picked out a golden brown madeleine and Leon grabbed one with a slightly darker brown coloration. Thank you again. I took a bite. The sweet was perfectly soft, and as it melted in my mouth, I could taste the richness of the butter it was made with. It was perfectly unpretentious. It was a perfectly unpretentious sweet, plain and soothing in a simple manner.
おいしいな。
Certainly looks happy. Then again, who wouldn't be after eating something this tasty? Oh, come to think of it. It struck me that this was the first time I'd seen Leon eat anything in his natural form. I watched closely as he happily munched away at his madeleine. Really does make it look delicious. Just watching him is almost as nice as eating them myself.
どうしたの？エマさん。
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about how good you were making the chocolate flavored ones look.
それじゃあ、食べてみる？
Okay. Leon held out a partially eaten madeleine toward me.
はい、どうぞ。
Getting a lot of CGs at the right now, huh? Okay. Well, not so sure about eating one he's already bitten into, not to mention having him feed it to me. Damn. Like, damn.
はい。あーんして。
Leon raised the madeleine toward my mouth. He, at least, was clearly not reading into the gesture at all. Okay, he's very innocent. He has no idea what this gesture means, I see. I'm not sure if I can really say no to this. Finally, I succumbed to the innocent joy in Leon's eyes and took a bite of the madeleine.
よかった。
Being fed like that makes me feel like he's treating me like a child. Okay. It wasn't an unpleasant feeling though, far from it. In fact, my heart was beating even louder and faster than ever, enough to shock me. What on earth has come over me? I need to calm down. First things first. I took a deep breath and slowly exhaled. A few repetitions of that cycle later, I gained my composure.
Oh,
Just then, Leon let out a little gasp and reached out toward me once more. Huh? I felt his fingers brush against my cheek. He hadn't so much as hesitated. Light as his touch was, it made me jump with shock. Huh?
マドレーヌ、ついてる。
Okay. Okay, bro is so quick. What the fuck? We're just on chapter 5. What the fuck is happening? Apparently, he just been plucking a crumb off my cheek.
Oh.
Huh? Which he then proceeded to pop into his own mouth. Okay. Okay. Bro is smooth without even realizing it. Oh my god. He is too innocent. That's the thing. I let out a gasp of shock, then slapped my hands across my mouth. Thankfully, it didn't seem that Leon had heard me. He just smiled again.
エマさんのも美味しいね。
Huh? Huh? Okay. A wild line, but okay. Crazy. Yes, they are. My heart was pounding like a drum. I was starting to worry that Leon might actually end up hearing it. Leon, my guy, you can't just say that. Oh my god.
エマさんはマドレーヌの他にはどんなお菓子が好き？
Well, I suppose I'm fond of macarons.
マカロンか。僕も好きなんだ。あ、そうだ。マカロンが好きな女の子が主人公の絵本があるよ。挿絵のマカロンが美味しそうなんだ。
Oh, is that so? I'd love to read that.
じゃあ持ってくるね。
Leon stood up and walked over to the shelves. Meanwhile, I took the chance to soothe my pulse back so it's to its usual speed. Oh, you sweet summer child. Ah. I savored my Madeleines as Leon and I read through the picture book together. Eventually, the story came to a happy ending. As I basked in the satisfaction of a story well told, I turned my gaze upward. The starry sky spread out above me in all its glory. It was like a ball of velvet, colored the rich, deep blue of lapis lazuli had been spread across the sky. It was studded with shimmering lights far brighter than even the most beautiful of jewels. Words simply couldn't do the sight justice. All I could do was sigh.
星、綺麗だよね。ここはね、本棚があることはもちろんだけど、星空を眺めるのも楽しみの一つなんだ。いつの間にか星を見るのが趣味になっちゃった。あれ？でも前から星を見るのは。
Huh. You can see why this place would make you want to make a hobby of it. This is my first time here, but it's so lovely. I wish I could visit it every single day. I looked up at the stars once more. It felt like they might rain down at me at any second. I knew that no matter how long I watched them for, I would never tire of them. Wait, huh? Suddenly I realized something about what Leon has just said. There's that deja vu again. But not about the place. This time it was Leon's words that set it off. You know, I come over here for the books, of course. But I've always loved stargazing from up here too. Turned into one of my hobbies too before I knew it. Haven't I heard that somewhere before? Yeah. Yeah. I closed my eyes and tried as hard as I could to remember. It was almost like I could see Leo's words written out in my mind's eye. No, not just his words. The more I focused, the more a landscape came into view as well. There was no doubt about it. A hilltop library like this was too distinct to make mistake for anything else. That's right, I remember now. I've seen this place before. Couldn't blame Leon for being shocked. I was just as surprised as he was. After all, what you said about stargazing just now brought it all back to me. It was a line straight out of a picture book called Reverie. Okay.
MANÈGEの夢?
That's right. The rabbit in that picture book says the exact same thing you just did. And that rabbit looks just like your costume. Are you telling me he's a character from a picture book that came to life? And that would explain having amnesia, though. If he is like a fictional character that just came to life. That's not all either. This place, the library, appears in it as well. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I realize that Reverie and the world of that story are incredibly similar. That was where that sense of deja vu had come from. But why had I forgotten about it until now? I'd read that story and seen all those sites countless times when I was little.
待って、エマさん。
What a twist.
僕、何が何だか。
Leon shook his head with bewilderment. Sorry, I haven't been explaining myself very well at all, have I? I'd been so excited to pin down the source of my deja vu that I'd gotten worked up and started prattling away without even realizing it. I took a few deep breaths, calmed down, and tried to explain that I'd remember to Leon once more. There's a picture book called that title, and the Reverie in this library both appear in it. One of the characters in that story is a rabbit, and that rabbit looks almost exactly like your costume.
僕にそっくり?
Leon's eyes widened with shock.
そんな本がどうしてあるの?
I'm not sure, considering how many connections there are, though. I can't imagine it's totally unrelated to your situation. The book must have something to do with you and the repeat, don't you think? Okay, yes, if we're remembering correctly, from Hugo's route, it is said that Emma is the source of this place, of this whole thing. She basically used her magic to save Hugo back then, and it made the whole amusement park. Did maybe her magic based everything from that book? And that also gave Leon this form?
うん、そうだね。
The lore is crazy. Yeah. Leon agreed, though in truth, he still didn't seem totally convinced. I mean, I won't be if I were in his shoes, yeah. Have you ever heard the title that thing?
多分読んだことがあると思う。でも実際に見てみないとわからない。
After a moment's thought, Leon gave me a nod. He turned to look at the bookshelves.
残念だけどここにその絵本はないんだ。レイブと関係があるのなら置いてあってもおかしくないと思うんだけど。
Perhaps the review had been modeled after a book. Or perhaps the book had been drawn with the review as a reference. There was no way for us to know. Oh, also, we have an ad break. We have an ad break, so let's do that 3-minute ad break while thinking about this. Oh god. That's some lore though. Like, that's some lore though, if that is true. Damn. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. And it's done. Yep. Okay. Let's continue on that. It did stand to reason that there would be a copy somewhere in the replay, considering the sheer number of connections. But if there wasn't, well, there was nothing we could do about that. That book may be the key to recovering your lost memories. I'll check my bookshelf at home and the local bookshop as well.
でも魔法の覚醒とレイブの仕事もあるのにエマさんがますます大変になっちゃうよ。
Oh, okay. Save. Save. Yes. I want to keep my promise, so it's fine. Want to keep my promise, so it's fine. I don't think it's an obligation, though. I'm doing this because I want to. Explained how I felt, plainly and simply. Soon, all hints of hesitations vanished from Leon's face.
じゃあお願いするねエマさん。
Great, leave it to me. I said goodbye to Leon, returned home, and went straight to my room to search my bookshelf. I knew for a fact I'd read that book, which meant it would only make sense for me to own a copy. Or so I thought. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I searched, it was nowhere to be found. Huh. Maybe I read it somewhere other than home. That didn't feel quite right to me, but I didn't have any other leads go off. So I tried thinking of other places where I could find a copy. Where else could I check? The potential options struck me immediately.
ヒューゴさんのテントに本棚があるんだ。それでここに来たばかりの頃、自由時間に読書はどうって勧められて。
Okay. That's right. Monsieur Hugo's the director, so if there really is some connection between that book and the review, he would probably know about it. But then again, I knew how busy the director was. I'd feel bad about imposing on his time. And more importantly, I was the one who had promised to help Leon if possible. I wanted to find the book on my own. I should do everything I can before I start looking for help. I haven't even asked the bookshop yet, after all. Fortunately, I was scheduled to go out on a shopping trip the very next afternoon. I'd be able to take a moment to ask the bookshop then. With that decided, my gaze naturally drifted to the top of my dresser. Okay. There, as always, sat my MANÈGE music box. I lifted it, wound it up, and set it down again as its familiar tune began to play. The review looks like the drawings in the book. This music box looks just like the MANÈGE in the review. Did Dad use that picture book as a reference when he made this music box? Or was it based off the review's MANÈGE? I mulled those questions over as the music box's melody lulled me to sleep. The next afternoon, I headed into town with Curry for supplies at Sergei's request. After we bought everything we needed, I asked if I could stop by the bookshop.
本屋?
He doesn't look very excited, come to think of it. I didn't hear something about reading giving him a headache. I'm searching for a particular book, actually. I'll only take a moment, I promise.
わかったよ。急いでないしいいんじゃないか?
Kerry still seemed reluctant, but thankfully, my desperate plea convinced him to indulge me. Thank you, Kerry.
言っとくけど、探すのは手伝えねえぞ。本には詳しくないからな。
Yes, I know. I'll try to hurry, so please wait just for a moment. Oh, wow. That's a lot of books. Let's see. I think the picture books were over here. I quickly made my way to the shelf that I imagined the book would be in. After racking my memory the night before, I'd managed to at least vaguely recall what its cover looked like. It was a drawing of the night sky with the pastel-colored MANÈGE in its center. I'm certain that I'll know it the moment I see it. Marks Andre Ladia, hi, welcome to the stream. She's gonna get the book? We'll see, yeah. I pulled picture books off the shelf one after another, checking their covers, then replacing them. The book I wanted, however, was once again nowhere to be found. Well, nope. Before I knew it, I checked every title on the shelf. It's not here. My impatience was starting to build. No, it's too early to give up. I should ask an employee first of all. I looked around and soon found a somewhat elderly man quickly and efficiently organizing a shelf full of novels. I presume, had to be the shopkeeper. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you while you're working. The man turned his rather intellectual-looking gaze upon me. I'm searching for a picture book that I read when I was a child, but I can't seem to find it. It's called... The cover was a drawing of the night sky and a pastel-colored manage on it. Does that ring any bells? The shopkeeper answered immediately, and I found myself leaning toward him with excitement. Do you really? Would you happen to know what shelf I can find it on? Oh. Out of print? That was a possibility I hadn't considered at all. I wanted to ask what had happened, but I was so shocked I couldn't spit the question out. The shopkeeper continued with his explanation, sounding rather apologetic about the whole matter.
マネージの夢の作者はメリッサ・オランジという人なんだがね、出版したのはそれだけなんだ。私も好きだったんでね、残念だよ。
So then you just can't buy it anywhere anymore?
そもそも出回っている数が多くないし、いい本だから人気があってね、高値で取引されているそうだよ。お嬢ちゃんにはちょっと手が出せないかもしれない。
I see.
力になれなくてすまないね。
That expensive? Yeah. Apparently it's a rare book. No, it's alright. Thank you anyway. I said goodbye to the shopkeeper, found Craigie and left the store with him. Looks like I won't be able to get a hold of the book, unfortunately. It seemed like such a promising lead to bringing back some of Leon's memories too.
なんだよ、暗い顔して。目当て。
Craigie? Yeah, we're out with Craigie doing errands for the Rebier. We're like buying stuff that they will need. Unfortunately, I didn't. It looks like I won't be able to find a copy after all. It's out of print, and old copies are very expensive now.
高い金出して本を買うなんて、俺にはよくわかんねえな。
We're on chapter 5.
で、他に当てはないのか？
Like middle.
本をたくさん持ってる知り合いとか。
I suppose I'm not completely out of options. Monsieur Hugo's face sprang instantly to mine. About the B6,
そういや、
yeah.
ヒューゴさんも本を集めてるぞ。テントに本棚があるんだ。
Huh? No sooner had the thought crossed my mind than Cree brought him up as well. I was a little startled.
ダメでもともとだ。お前が探してる本を持ってないか聞いてみれば。
You don't think that would be a bother?
は？
Huh, we actually might finish this route. It's still 4:40. I have to play another game right after though. I don't think I'm gonna finish everything in the route. I'll just stop maybe by chapter 6. And then I'll move on to the next game. Rhea looked shocked for a moment, then rolled his eyes at me.
お前、まだ分かってなかったのか？ヒューゴさんは割とおせっかいだし、何より人を構うのが好きなんだ。そのくらいのこと、迷惑だなんて思うわけない。むしろさっきみたいな暗い顔を見せて、心配させる方が迷惑だろう。
Should we take a break first and start the new game? Yeah, I will. Well then, well, when he puts it that way, I suppose he might be right. Monsieur Hugo had always acted perfectly considerate gentleman, so it was easy to imagine that aspect of his personality. Alright then, I'll ask him. Thank you, Krieg.
ありがとうって。
Oh, you gave her
な
an
んで俺
idea.
に言うんだよ。
For giving me such a good advice, of course.
そんなつもりねえし、都合よく取ってるんじゃねえよ。たく。
Sure, okay. Sure, okay, you Sundar. Also, this fucking Sundar is the most possessive out of them. Like, okay.
ほら、さっさと戻るぞ。
Alright. Like, he's a Sundar and then he's the most possessive and touchy out of all the guys. Like, hello, okay then, I see you. I see you, Krieg. Krieg hustled off. I chased after him, intent on consulting with Monsieur Hugo when I had the chance. Training. Yep, magic practice. Here we go. True.
僕の方が緊張してきちゃった。
Leon, it didn't have to be that bready, but okay then.
うん、いい調子だね。すごい上手だね。わわ、よそ見したら危ないよ。僕まで嬉しくなってきちゃった。
Phew. As I paused to take a breath after working on awakening my magic, I noticed that someone was approaching me.
やあ、今日の覚醒は終わったかな？
Director, I have, yes. Just a moment ago, in fact.
そうか、お疲れ様。調子はどうかな？
I'm not totally sure, to be honest, but I feel like I might be starting to grasp something at least. I've been able to gather up more fragments of magical light than before recently. That, I hoped, meant that I was coming closer to learning to use my magic as well. It really does feel like I have barely begun, though.
焦らなくていい。着実に前進しているだけでも素晴らしいことだよ。ところで、
Monsieur Hugo paused, peering at me with a knowing look on his eyes.
俺に何か相談事があるって小耳に挟んだんだけどね。
Huh? I thought this timing was awfully convenient. Krieg must have told him. I resolved to thank Krieg again the next time I saw him, then gave Monsieur Hugo a nod. Mako the Shark Boy. Yes, this is a visual novel game. Yes, it is an otome game. More specifically. Yes, actually, you see, I told Monsieur Hugo about how I was trying to help Leon recover his memories. Then I went on to explain that that book may be the key to doing so. That I was having trouble finding it since it was out of print.
マネージュの夢。
After I finished my explanation, Hugo seemed to sink into thought.
確か俺の部屋の本棚にあった気がするよ。
Do you really?
ああ、君の都合さえ良ければ今から確認してみようか。
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I nodded vigorously. Monsieur Hugo smiled and gave me an elegant bow.
では、俺の城にご案内いたしましょう。フランセス。
Okay. Okay. Hey, sir. Can't believe he actually has a copy. Could this be a sign that the Revier and that book really are connected somehow? Oh, Monsieur Hugo, there's something else I'd like to ask you as well.
なんだい？君の質問にならいくつでも答えるよ。
I had a feeling he'd said something very similar the last time I'd questioned him. I decided to not beat around the bush. From what I can remember, the illustrations in the book look almost exactly like the Revier. Could it be that this spark was made to resemble the world of that picture book?
その質問には答えられないんだ。
Can't answer. Monsieur Hugo gave me an apologetic look, then closed his eyes.
俺が囚われる前、この遊園地はすでに完成していたんだよ。だから、その絵本の内容とレイブがそっくりな理由はわからないんだ。力になれなくてすまない。
Oh, don't apologize. I'm sorry for asking a question you don't know the answer to. It seemed the only person who knew the truth was likely whoever had built the amusement park in the first place. I wonder who that could be and why they made it this way. I'm so curious, but helping Leon get his memories back come first. Okay. Monsieur Hugo led me into his tent, just like Leon and Cree had said. A large bookshelf sat on the side of the room. Its shelves were packed with all sorts of books. Can't believe how many you have.
確かにたくさんあるけれど、ほとんどは魔法についての本なんだ。
Monsieur Hugo chuckled as I oohed and ahed at his shelf.
レイブから解放される方法を探しているうちに、こんなに集まってしまったんだよ。
I took another closer look at the shelves. Society had never been very fond of witches, and so books regarding magic were often not kept well. I'd heard that some people even went out of their way to destroy them. I could only imagine the curiosity and suspicion collecting those sorts of books would draw. Moreover, gathering up as many as Monsieur Hugo had must have been an incredible amount of time and effort. That just goes to show how long he's been looking to set everyone free. Knowing the sheer amount of effort he'd put in made me want to help more than ever.
ああ、あった。お探しの本はこれじゃないかな。
Hey Yuki-an, welcome back. Monsieur Hugo pulled a picture book from the shelf and held it out to me. Yep, there you go. I recognized it in an instant. The starry sky and the pastel manage. It was, without a doubt, the picture book I'd loved so much during my childhood. I felt a warmth spread through my heart as I gazed at the cover. It looked just like how I remembered it. It's like I've stepped back into my childhood.
"どういたしまして。お役に立てて嬉しいよ。
May I borrow these, please?"
もちろん、最初からそのつもりだったんだ。他にも必要な本があれば貸すから遠慮なく言ってほしい。魔法の覚醒に役立つ本もあるかもしれない。
Also, far from an experienced witch, I didn't think I would be able to understand a genuine book on magical theory just yet. That, I assume, was why he hadn't told me about these books up until now.
魔法に関する本なら何でも。いわゆる禁書と呼ばれるものもあるよ。
Huh. I glanced at the bookshelf once more, now wary of the terrible secrets that could lie within.
そんなに怯えなくても大丈夫。魔法そのものには悪意なんてない。
Yes, of course.
とはいえ、禁書はさすがに貸せないけれどね。それでどうする？何か持っていくかい？
No, that's all. That's all right. This picture book will be enough for today. But I'll be sure to ask if I ever need anything else. Oh, the stream canceled today for Yulia. Oh, then Kana might be going to the doctor or something, or had to rest. I looked down at the cover of the book once more. I wonder if seeing this will bring back any memories for Leon. Oh,
リオン
visitor,
と
I
は
see.
変わらずに仲良くしてくれているようで安心したよ。
Huh? For a moment, I wondered what he had meant by that. I didn't ask, but my apprehension must have come true to him. He smiled reassuringly.
君ならリオンの秘密を知っても受け入れてくれるとは思っていたけどね。
You sus man. I know what you're thinking there. I know what you are. Oh, that's right. Monsieur Hugo knew as well. You really like being
このこ
mysterious,
と
you
を知ってい
bitch.
るのはヒューゴさんだけ。
I'd almost forgotten that Leon had told me that.
最初のうちは俺にも黙っていたよ。でもレイブが別の町に移動するときに打ち明けてくれたんだ。レイブの移動は深夜、人気のない時間に行う。だから隠しきれないって思ったんだろうね。
Hugo fell silent for a moment, then looked me in the eyes, an unusually serious look on his face.
俺もリオンの記憶喪失や特徴について調べてみたんだけど、未だに理由がわからない。リオンは気にした素振りを見せないけど、きっと不安でいっぱいだろう。
Then, when Leon realized that I'd found out about his secret, been so worried, so terrified, his voice had trembled with fright. It seemed Hugo had picked up on those feelings.
だから君が力になってくれるのなら心強い。勝手なお願いだけど、これからもリオンの力になってあげてほしい。
Okay, I see you. You're wingmanning already. Okay, then. I see you. My reply came out instantly. I didn't even have to think about it. I set out to find Leon at once, wanting to show him the picture book I borrowed from Monsieur Hugo as soon as possible. Where could he be? There was no sign of him in the park's main areas, nor at either dining or administrative tents. I had gone up to his tent and called out to him as well, but he hadn't responded. Maybe the hill? Where else? Oh, maybe. I headed for the one last likely seeming location I'd yet to check. Yeah, it's probably the hilltop. Yep. Just as I'd expected, I found Leon at the hilltop library. Yep, he is here.
あ、エマさん、こんばんは。
I finally found you. I searched everywhere for you, you know.
僕を
You did? That's right. I wanted to show you this. I borrowed it from the director. Oh yeah, Leon's a blur mascot. I held out Monsieur Hugo's copy of the book. The moment he saw the cover, Leon's eyes sparkled with obvious excitement.
これ読んだことがある。
Ready? You sure?
うん、思い出したよ。
Leon flipped the book open as he spoke.
夜になると人間も動物もマネージの元へと集まってきて幻想的な一夜を過ごす、そんなお話なんだ。
He flipped through the book, reading each page with care and attention, as if to compare them to his memories of the story. He read over his shoulder and gradually began to recall its details as well. He had more or less described the story perfectly. He read it all the way through and let out a synchronized sigh when it ended, just the way he'd remembered it would.
確かにこの絵本の内容はレイブにそっくりだね。
Doesn't it? I'm almost certain there must be some connection, but apparently not even the director knows for sure.
そっか。
Leon stared at the cover, seemingly deep in thought, until his gaze stopped on one character in particular.
この名前は
Melissa Orange. Leon stared intently at the author's name, then opened the book up again, seemingly a little flustered. Leon, what's wrong? He was so focused on the book he didn't even hear me. His eyes raced across the page. He turned to...
出身地も同じだ。
Eh? Is it same town? What are you talking about, Leon? Finally, Leon looked up from the book at me. It seemed like he was in a daze.
思い出したんだ。ラストネームと出身地。
What?
オランジュ。リオン・オランジュ。それが僕の名前。
Are you like the kid of the writer of that book?
そしてチェルシーっていう町が僕の故郷。この本の作者さんと同じなんだ。
You're the kid of that writer, aren't you? Leon showed me the page he'd been reading, which had the author's profile written on it. It did indeed say that Melissa Orange was from a town called Chelsea. Wait a minute, Leon. Not only are you from the same place as her, you even have her last name? Orange was far from a common surname, considering their shared place of origin. And on top of it, it seemed very likely that Melissa Orange was Leon's relative.
僕のお母さんなのかも。
Leon muttered exactly what I've been thinking. Did you remember that too? I asked the question as slowly and cautiously as I could, but Leon shook his head.
うんうん。思い出したのは名前と地名だけ。でも、そんな予
You're
感
not
がす
sure
る。
if she is your mom, but it's possible that you're a relative. What sort of person could Melissa Orange be? Was she even old enough to be Leon's mother? Her profile didn't make that clear to me. It seemed, however, that something deep down in his slumbering memories was giving Leon the sense that that was exactly who she was. Alright, then let's look into Melissa and see what we can learn about her.
でもできるの？名前と出身地しか手がかりがないのに。
I almost suggested traveling to Chelsea to investigate there, but I stopped myself just in time. You could ask Arnold, maybe? As your overprotective older brother, stepbrother. Leon could leave the Riviera, and even if I went to Chelsea alone, I wouldn't know where to start. Investigating. Suddenly, an idea flashed into my mind. Of course, I can ask Arnold. He's a reporter, so he might know the perfect way to find information on someone like her. Yeah? Can you give me some time, Leon? I think I might have a way to look into Melissa.
本当に？
Yes, though I can say with complete confidence that it'll work out.
じゃあお願い。
He finally found a real concrete clue if there's any way it could lead us to Leon's memories. I want to find it. Oh boy. Hey guys, this sounds like it's gonna be an emotional ride later on. Woo, shit. I felt Monsieur Hugo's copy of the book with Leon. Returned home and went straight to Arnold after dinner. I asked him to look into a picture book author named Melissa Orange, specifically to find out if she had a son and what his name was if she did. Arnold seemed more than a little curious as to where my request was coming from, of course. He was nice enough not to probe for details that I didn't volunteer though, and promised me that he'd do some digging the next time he had a moment to spare at work. Okay. Arnold agreed. Okay. Next morning, around the time I'd finished practicing magic, I happened to spot Leon preparing for a performance. I jogged over to him. Needless to say, I was excited to tell him that Arnold had agreed to help us.
いいのかな？僕のことなのにアルノーさんまで巻き込んじゃって。
Don't worry, it's fine. Arnold told me that it will be just another part of his job.
そっか。僕がお礼を言ってたってアルノーさんに伝えてくれる？
Of course, I'll let him know whenever I get the chance. That might be a little while though, considering I haven't told him about Leon at all yet. I will someday though.
あ、そろそろ開演時間だね。それじゃあ、今日もお互い頑張ろう。
Right. Up, time to go to work. I nodded, then added one last comment before I went on my way. I hope we find your mother, Leon. Leon nodded back at me.
見つかるといいな。
I'm scared what will we find, bro. Leon's wish would come true just a few days later. Oh my god, okay. I raced to the Riviera bright and early to let him know. Arnold might be a better reporter than give him credit for. Damn, okay. Can't believe he learned this much in just a few days. The night before, Arnold had informed me that Melissa Orange did indeed have a son, and that his name was Leon. There was no doubt left in my mind. Melissa really was Leon's mother. You did not ask what happened to the kid? Okay, just okay then. I set out to search for Leon as soon as my magic practice had finished. It didn't take me long to find him preparing for a performance by the teacup ride.
あ、おはよう、エマさん。どうしたの？なんだか慌ててるみたいだけど。
You got her.
え？
Melissa, Arnold manages to find more information about her. Leon gulps so conspicuously, I could tell even through his costume.
どうだったの？
He was clearly incredibly nervous, so I decided not to bury the Lead? I don't know. Melissa really is your mother. Went on to explain everything I learned. Arnold had found a newspaper article from 4 years ago that featured an interview with a certain upcoming author. Isn't wearing that costume hot inside? Well, this is his form in the morning. At night, he becomes a human form. So he can't really take it off. So, yeah. According to the interview, Melissa lived in Chelsea and had a son named Leon. At the time, her son was 11 years old. So 4 years ago, 11. So he's now 15, supposedly. Which would make him 15 now. That seems entirely consistent with Leon's human appearance.
じゃあやっぱりメリッサさんは僕のお母さんなんだ。
But why would you take it off? But do we spear majesty? I can only imagine the joy that was building up within him. Leon looked down at the ground, his shoulders faintly trembling. His costume hid his expression, of course, so I couldn't tell if he was trembling from shock or from sheer emotion. All I knew for sure was that I wanted to share it. I stepped closer, drawing up right next to him. I'm so happy for you. You have a place to go home to now. You won't be all alone, even after you're freed from the pain. Leon's voice was trembling. Aw. Not out of fear, though. Not this time. It was trembling with irrepressible joy. I really am so happy for you, Leon. Aw. Oh, chapter 6. Okay, where is menu? Save. Yep, so we're on chapter 6 now. I am gonna stop there though for this one. Thank you for the stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there for this game. We're gonna continue next week. I am gonna be moving to another game though. Oh, I hear barking. Wait. I should have set this up earlier. Yeah, let me just set this up so that the YouTube chat will go to the next live. Do it Night Abyss. There you go. Yeah. I am gonna be playing Do It Night Abyss in a bit. I am about to get cold though, so I'm gonna be BRBing before I do that. But I am gonna set it up here on the YouTube chat so that it goes there after I get back. So yeah, I'll BRB. I'll be right back, and then I'll set up the next stream. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I am back. Okay, let me set up the next stream. Okay, so YouTube is gonna get sent to the other stream. Wait, me. Ah, no. This one is gonna end stream.